Liverpool 2, Brighton, zip. Liverpool 2, Brighton, zip. Game ends. Hugo Ekitike with the double. That's 4 goals in the last 2 Premier League games for Hugo Wembanyama. Fair amount of positives. Fair amount of positives. Just 1 second. Someone's texting me. Regardless, now that I've gotten these texts out of the way, I'm going to have to ignore this. Liverpool 2, Brighton 0. A good amount of positives from that game. Good amount of positives. At the end of the day, we didn't lose. In fact, we won, and we didn't concede a goal. I'm gonna try to turn the page a little bit. I'm gonna try to be more positive, you know. I'm gonna try to inhibit the mentality of a slot inner. Because you know that all the people that have been backing this manager, they're gonna come out of their holes. They're gonna say, look at the mighty Liverpool. Look at us. We're so good. We're so good. We're so good. Yep, you see, already. Apologize to Arne Slot. Apologize. Apologize to him. We won a game of football. Apologize to the man. I must apologize. Don't worry, I actually recorded this game, so we have our moments to go back and look. But first and foremost, I have to show you guys a live look at Ibrahima Konate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ibrahima Konate post-match. This is a live look of the interview with Ibrahima Konate as we speak. As we speak, Ibrahima Konate standing in front of you giving his post-match speech. Look at that. I mean, the resemblance is just uncanny. I've never seen a more perfect picture of Ibrahima Konate in my life. In my life. Look at that. Look at that. Woo. Oh, you're out of your fucking mind, buddy. You're out of your fucking mind, buddy. Konate was fucking superb. Konate was the best defender by far. Konate alone prevented 3 goals. Konate by himself prevented 3 goals. Konate was fantastic today. Konate's passing today, superb. Superb. Not a single negative thing can be said about Ibrahima Konate. In fact, not a single negative thing can be said about a lot of the players for this football club, except for Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister was poor. I thought that he was good on the corner, and we'll talk about that. But outside of that, McAllister was incredibly wasteful. There were 2 counterattacking opportunities when we were up 1-0 that McAllister could have taken to make it 2-0. Not good enough. Not good enough. Not good enough. Hugo Ekitike, obviously, what more needs to be said? The guy's my baller, you know? What more needs to be said? What more do I need to say? I back this guy every week. He's the shining light. He's everything. Big up to Joe Gomez as well. Joe Gomez was fantastic before he had to be taken off due to injury, and it's really unfortunate. It's really, really unfortunate. Love Hugo Ekitike. Yeah, but the thing is that an active striker is going to waste chances. It's just that simple. An active striker will waste chances, and he still scored 2 goals. It's just that simple. Florian Wirtz, another guy, very positive, very progressive play. Curtis Jones, fantastic. I don't have too many negative things to say about individual performances. Again, people are talking about Mohamed Salah wasteful. Bro, 60 seconds into Salah being on the pitch, McAllister should have fucking scored. 60 seconds into Mohamed Salah being on the pitch, McAllister should have scored. He should have had an assist right there. Hey, Kirkez, another fantastic performance. Fantastic performance. I got my prediction on the day wrong, but I'm not changing my opinion on Arne Slot based off these 90 minutes. No. Especially not the Inter game. I mean, the Inter game was literally a bailout. Now, it must be said, Liverpool wasted chances, but so did Brighton. Brighton wasted a lot of opportunities. Brighton had many chances to equalize at 1-1, to get one back at 2-0. Liverpool missed chances too, for sure. Liverpool could have made that game 3-0 at multiple opportunities. When we were 1-0 up, we still could have made it 2-0 with other opportunities. We were a little bit pragmatic defensively. You're still going on. You're still going on. What are you going to do? Going forward, I saw glimpses of a better possession-based system, and I saw glimpses of the prior possession-based system. But unfortunately, when a result is 2-0, it becomes very difficult for people to view the game objectively. And that's really the main problem. When we look at Liverpool's first goal, it's 46 seconds into the game. Liverpool are pressing high energy. Brighton commit a cardinal sin. Tries to play a long ball, clears one, maybe 60 feet up in the air, lands at the top of the box. Joe Gomez heads it down. Ekitike, brilliant first-time finish. 46 seconds into the game. It's going to derail everything. But you committed the cardinal sin. If you're going to clear it in the middle, you better boot it 80 yards. He booted it like 20 yards. Terrible clearance, but we took advantage. Liverpool's second goal off the corner. You see, this is the one moment where I will give McAllister credit. Let me pull up this goal. What was it? 60th minute. Okay. Give me a second, people. This is the one thing that Alexis McAllister did this game that I will give him credit for. Right here. Right here. Alexis McAllister. This is basically how Arsenal score all of their corners, by the way. So everyone take notes. Alexis McAllister, what's his job? His job is to block off the last man so that whoever is behind him gets a free header. What does he do? Before this, McAllister was over here. He comes in, places his body in between, I believe this is Minte. I don't even know who that is. Doesn't matter. The Brighton defender blocks him off, prevents him from A, jumping up, and B, moving backwards. Gives Ekitike the free header. Excellent job from Alexis McAllister on this set piece. But that's the only thing that I can credit him for today. Right here, that's it. Big up McAllister. Yeah, it might be Baleba, but it doesn't matter who it is. McAllister does a fantastic job of blocking off the last man at the back post. This is a set play. Wonderful delivery from Mohamed Salah. Excellent header from Ekitike, completely free. Unmarked because of this. He is unmarked because McAllister is occupying the man who's supposed to mark the back post. So big up to Maka, because you can talk about the delivery all you want. If McAllister isn't there, Ekitike doesn't have a free header. Wonderful. But let's work in chronological order in this of this game. So let me go ahead. Let me pull up the first half. Let's work in chronological order. $40 seconds in. First and foremost, I want you to notice something. This is just terrible. I don't even know who this is. I don't know who this is, who cleared this. But this is terrible. I mean, you have space and time once you get down here, right? Space and time. But what does he do? Look, space and time. Space and time. Where does the ball end up? Basically, the ball is progressed about 10 yards up the pitch. It moves laterally, but in terms of a clearance, it only went 10 yards further up the pitch. Because Joe Gomez is going to win the header here. And then we all know, excellent finish. But Liverpool, fortunate for this mistake from Brighton. But we'll take it because mistakes happen in football. And in a sense, it was a forced mistake. 60 seconds in, you got all this adrenaline. You're not thinking clearly. But wonderful job from Joe Gomez to win the first ball. And excellent job from Hugo Ekitike. Let's continue. 6 minutes and 40 seconds. That's the next moment. It's this moment here. First and foremost, notice how Ryan Gravenberch dips into the space, right? You know how we always talk about there's like a donut hole here where no one wants to be? Soboslai verts ahead of these two defenders. Ryan Gravenberch dips in here. All of a sudden becomes the extra man, invades the space. Excellent job. But this is the moment I want everyone to see. Right here. This is what I've been crying out for weeks. For weeks. Look at how many different options the ball carrier has. Vert's making a run. Ekitike making a run. McAllister making a run. Curtis Jones making a run. All in a central area. This is brilliant. This needs to be the consistent theme that I see going forward. Week in, week out, I need to see more of this. I've been crying out for more of this. And this was one of the only few moments where I saw something that was resembling this in this game going forward. Look at this. I got 6 guys. Plenty of options. And then, of course, so McAllister is an option. Again, Ryan's got 2 different places he can play this. He can go to McAllister or he can go to Curtis Jones. This is what you need from a progressive midfielder. Options. Then McAllister finds himself on the ball, and he takes a flubby of a shot. He takes a little flaccid shot. This is a dangerous position. He has time. He could wait a second. He could look up. He could play this pass. He could play that pass. He could wait for Gravenberch on the overlap. All I'm saying is I need to see something better than a flaccid fucking shot at goal that doesn't even challenge him. I mean, in this particular position, McAllister can score this. McAllister can put a good effort on goal. McAllister's not ass at striking the ball. I need to see something better in that position. 1845. Either way, either way. Liverpool had a lot of opportunities. I don't think scammed is the right word. I don't think that scammed is the right word, but Brighton missed a lot of fucking chances. I mean, Liverpool went up 1-0 and Gomez missed the Gomez for Brighton. He missed that opportunity directly in front of goal. Allison has to make a wonderful save. Easily could have been 1-1. But Liverpool, we basically set up to defend. We always had 8 men behind the ball. In transition, we always got numbers back. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that if you can hit the other team on the counter, which, we looked much more progressive on the counter attack than we did in prior games. In prior games, I felt like the counter wasn't that good. In this game, it was fantastic. Now, the final touch wasn't there, but it's okay. We're making incremental improvements. It doesn't change the fact that Brighton were very, very, very poor in front of goal. We also didn't concede a lot of set pieces. I know I see Chills. I see no conceding from set pieces. Brighton didn't have very many. In fact, let's look at that. I mean, the first corner of the game came in like the 50th minute. Brighton only had 2 corner. There were only 4 corner kicks in this game. Brighton only had 2 corner kicks. Possession was 50-50. Brighton had 14 less passes. Let me just share this. Possession 50-50. Expected goals 50-50. I mean, look at that. Brighton literally had more XG than Liverpool, but hey, dominating performance. 3 big chances to 3 big chances. 18 total shots to 14. 1 goalkeeper save, 2 goalkeeper saves. So 18 shots, but only 2 of them leading to a save. 2 corner kicks, 2 corner kicks. Same amount of passes. Liverpool had more tackles. Liverpool had more free kicks. 4 shots on target to 1 shot on target. I mean, Brighton had 14 shots and 1 shot on target. But that's because Liverpool blocked 6 shots. And I think probably all 6 of those are Konate. I know one of them is Grafenberch. 9 shots from outside the box. These stats. Brighton actually tried to play more long balls. This is the most long balls I've seen Brighton play in quite a while. I went and I looked through their stats over their previous games. I would say that their average was like 28 to 30. They played 50. That's not bad. But of course, Liverpool, right here. 65% of ground duels. 65%. 69% of aerial duels. 72% of dribbles. So we out-efforted them, right? Out-efforted them. So the underlying statistics of the game, not that bad. Not that bad. Again, I'm not looking at this performance and saying, consistency, sustainability, because I think that other teams would hurt us. And on another day, perhaps Brighton could have hurt us more. Liverpool did have chances. Liverpool had chances to make this game 3-0. But a lot of those chances that, to make this game 3-0 came at the end of the game. Those chances came after Brighton missed 4, 5, 6 chances. But speaking of Brighton's missed chances, Joe Gomez goes down. Dominic Szoboszlai has to become the right back. And this is the major problem. 1 second. Let me go back to the minute. 50th minute. This is my major issue with Dominik Szoboszlai at right back, and why I believe that it cannot continue. First and foremost, the ball was just kicked from Brighton's back line, right? Ball was just kicked from Brighton's back line. Look at where Dominik Szoboszlai is. Again, ball just came from here. The ball's going here. Look at where Dominik Szoboszlai is. Dominik Szoboszlai is basically in a he's basically playing center mid. Now, for the sake of copyright, let me fast forward. Now take a look at this. Brighton have the ball. Look at where Dominik Szoboszlai is. Look at Ibrahima Konate. And look at all of this space. Look at all of this space. Again, consistency and sustainability going forward. This can never happen again. Szoboszlai, this game has proved this right back experiment needs to go, because we're lucky that we didn't concede a goal to this. Again, this is the 50th minute. Looking at the first half, Liverpool wasted two other chances besides the goal. Do I think that those are like high probability chances? No. But we wasted 2 opportunities in the opposition box. So the score is 1-0. It's the 50th minute. I remember thinking to myself as this was happening live, watch people blame Konate for this. Watch people blame Konate. And motherfuckers, when I said Konate had a fantastic game, man of the match, they were like, Konate was trash. Yeah, Konate's going to get blamed for something like this. Look at the acres of fucking space here. Look at that. I mean, the fact that Brighton didn't score off of this goes to show the level of quality that they had in this game. Look at that. Look at that. But you're going to tell me that Dominik Szoboszlai at right back should be the stopgap. Look at this. I said Liverpool deserved to win the game. Liverpool deserved to win the game. 2-0 is a flattering scoreline. That's my opinion. I don't think that Brighton should have won under no circumstance. No, absolutely not. Liverpool deserved to win that game 100%. Do I think that it was a 2-0? No, I don't really think that this was a 2-0 performance, but I think that if everyone's chances went in, I think Liverpool would have won like 5-4, you know? Like if everything went in, Liverpool would have scored more goals. But it doesn't change the fact that we would have conceded 3-4 goals. Either way, look at the amount of space here. Brighton don't convert this. I'll show you what happens. I mean, look, it's a little fucked up, but like, again, we just saw what the previous moment is, and this guy decides to take 2 extra fucking touches, which, you know, kind of bails out Szoboszlai, because Szoboszlai makes up about 10 yards of ground. But still, acres of fucking space. I mean, and look at where Brighton played the fucking ball. Look at that. He had all of this space over here. He plays it down there. But still. And then this is where people will say it's Konate's fault. This is where people will say it's Konate's fault. Because Konate didn't get to the ball here. And this is the opportunity that Gomez missed. This is the opportunity that this guy doesn't score this goal. This is not a goal for Brighton. This does not end in a goal. Allison doesn't save this. This goes wide of the mark. If I showed you this out of context, if I showed you this picture out of context, would you say it's a goal? I don't know. A miserable bunch. Brother, we view the game objectively here. I don't do any of this emotion-based analysis. I view everything objectively. We won the game 2-0. Wasn't the best performance I've seen. It was a pretty average performance, in my opinion. Brighton had many chances. They were incredibly wasteful. Liverpool were also wasteful. On another day, this easily could have been a draw. I don't think on any day this ends as a Brighton win. But on another day, this easily could have been a draw. But look at this. Look at this. This isn't a goal. All stemming from the fact that Szoboszlai was moved to right back. This is simply not true. More chances were conceded in the second half when Szoboszlai was playing right back. Simple. 100%, 100%. But I don't think that I should be conceding as many chances as I did, as many high-quality chances as I did to Brighton at home. Again, my whole opinion is based on the fact that we spent £500 million in the summer, and I shouldn't be looking at December as incremental improvements. We should be flying high right now. So, of course, I'm going to be a little biased because my entire view of this team has been destroyed because we're trying to build ourselves from the ground up in December after spending £500 million fucking pounds. So, yeah, I'm not going to be the happiest guy because I'm going to keep that in my perspective. The fact that I lost 6 games so far this season, the fact that I look worse than I did last year, and I spent the GDP of multiple countries on attacking players. The fact that Isak still only had like 2 fucking touches in this game. The guy can't get involved. You understand. Like you understand. We're conceding high quality opportunities. You can without a doubt blame the coach for misusing the tools. 100%. Arne Slot has been a moron this season. And I'm not going to give the guy credit for changing up after you lose 6 fucking games. I'm not going to give you credit in December when you're literally forced to change. No, you should have been preemptive. You should have done this after our second loss. You should have done this after Manchester United. The first game after Man United, I should have seen this change, these changes implemented immediately. But you continue to do the same thing over and over. So you get no credit in my bank because you're changing now. It's too little, too late. Again, I don't see any consistency or sustainability in this team to win a league. I see the consistency and sustainability to secure top 4. But this does not look like a title-winning team to me. This does not look like a title-winning team. Let me see if I can find the other chance that they had. I didn't mark down all their chances. Here we go. I found it. Check it out. Another ball in over the top that goes right behind Dominik Szoboszlai. Dominik Szoboszlai's space. How does this one end up? Ruda with a chance. Listen, not the easiest chance in the world, but still, great opportunity. A lot of options. This one will sneak just wide of the post. Kind of stopped marking down things, to be honest. I remembered. But again, the fact remains the same. Liverpool 2, Brighton 0. But, it didn't really feel like a 2-0. I think that Brighton are really hard done without scoring. I think Brighton are very, very unfortunate to not score in this game. I think that Liverpool were the more defensive team than Brighton at home. You know, one prediction that I did get right, one prediction that I did get right is that Anfield was a fucking library. Anfield was silent today. You could hear a mouse fart. Terrible atmosphere. Terrible atmosphere. Even the cheers for the goals were kind of flaccid and mundane. We didn't throw it away, but we really tried. We didn't throw it away, but we really tried to throw it away. That's the problem. Whoa, out of focus. We tried very hard to let them score. We tried very, very, very hard to let them back in the game. And they weren't able to capitalize on any of their opportunities. It is what it is. Some days you're going to face teams that just aren't clinical on the day. And Brighton today were not clinical. But at the same time, Liverpool today weren't clinical either. Ekitike missed a couple of opportunities. We flubbed a couple counterattacks with the wrong pass. Salah really should have put away the third goal. But people will say, oh, look at Salah. Salah should have scored the third goal. Yeah, but you're just going to ignore all the opportunities that Brighton wasted before Salah had the opportunity to make it 3-0? Again, we're at that point now where nothing is going to unite the two sides. The only thing that could unite the slot outers with the slot inners is if we go on like a 10-game, 15-game win streak. Simple. Simple. Salah wasn't rubbish. Who was rubbish? But to me, nothing in my mind is going to change until I see consistency and sustainability. I don't believe that what I've just seen from Inter and what I've seen from Brighton, I don't believe that this is consistent or sustainable to win a trophy, to win a major trophy. I just don't think that. It's not my belief. I don't think that we're defensively tight enough. I don't think that we're offensively dangerous enough. I don't think that we're consistent enough. So the only thing that could change my mind is proof. I don't believe in it. Now you have to prove it to me, right? It would be like if you came to me and you said, the sky is green. I would say, no, it's fucking not. It's blue. It's now on you to prove to me that the sky is green. So I'm saying I don't believe in the sustainability or consistency of slot system or this Liverpool. And now it's on them to prove it to me otherwise. Again, to win a major trophy. That's either to win the Premier League or the Champions League. Climate change, separate conversation. Unbeaten in 5 games. These are the levels. These are the levels that we have fallen. People are backing Slot for being unbeaten in 5 games. We lost 6, but it's okay because we're unbeaten in 5. We lost 6 to Brentford, Crystal Palace. Fuck, Crystal Palace is 6-0 on us. Nottingham Forest, PSV, Manchester United, all at home, pretty much. Forget those games because we're 5 games unbeaten now. Pick up the gaffer. Big up the gaffer. Let's forget everything that happened at the beginning of the season and let's big up the gaffer. Sure. Excellent idea. Great analysis. A1 stuff from you, big guy. A1. Listen, I'm just saying, we're at a moment now where like everyone's going to be so emotional. I'm trying not to be emotional. I'm trying to be objective. But every time someone who supports Slot, every time a result goes their way, they're gonna get up in their feels. You know, James Redmond immediately texted me. Immediately texted me. Like, did he respond? Second. I did see some positivity. I did see positivity. I saw some positivity in progressive moments in the opposition half. I saw at least in one moment where we had 6 players attacking in a central area, multiple options. Um, I saw positivity on a corner. I saw a very well worked corner kick. McAllister blocking off the man at the back post, Ekitike finishing it. I saw a big bright spark from Ekitike. I saw defensive solidity from Ibrahim Konate. I saw players putting themselves in front of shots. I saw Florian Wirtz giving me a much better performance. There are positives, 100%. What is this fantasy team you keep comparing every performance to? Liverpool first half last season. I don't really consider that a fantasy team, but I consider that a team that was very solid in defensive transition. I consider that a team that could play tiki taka in the opposition half, a team that was playing in triangles, a team that was playing with fluidity offensively, a team that was creating chances after chances after chances week over week, a team that was blowing teams away. That I didn't miss. But there is no fantasy team. I just expect better. I expect the midfield to operate with more fluidity. I expect Alexander Isak to be getting more involved in the game when he's on the pitch. I expect the counterattack to be a little bit sharper. I expect the defensive shape to be a little bit more solid. I expect us to look like more of a team. But in comparison to the rest of the season, today was like world class. One second. Again, everything's relative. Everything's relative. Perspective is relative. Well, we didn't play with any wingers at the beginning of the game. Ekitike is fantastic. But again, keep defending. Like if you guys are saying that we set up to play defensively today, for a team that's set up defensively, we conceded a hell of a lot of chances. If we set up as a defensive team today, we conceded a hell of a lot of chances, gilt edge chances, a tap in, a literal tap in. We conceded a tap in that they missed. So if you're saying that we're going defensive minded and we're conceding these chances, that's absurd. A defensive minded team doesn't concede a fucking tap in, let alone concede a tap in that's missed. Macca's shit. Macca's dog shit. Well, because Ekitike is just a different profile, and Ekitike is everywhere. Ekitike will drop 50 yards to collect the ball. Ekitike will put an effort. I listen. I thought Mo was great. I didn't really have I don't have any problems with Mo. I thought Mo was very positive. Yeah, he should have scored that. He should have scored that one opportunity that Federico Chiesa gave him. But he set up another opportunity for another player that completely fucked it too. I just can't remember who off the top of my head. Either way, I'm not saying that Brighton should have won this game or Brighton could have won this game, but on another day, this easily could have been a draw. Easily could have been a draw. We have very different ideas for waste. I mean, Mohamed Salah is literally the reason why we had 2 goals. So no one else in this team is making that delivery at the far post from that side of the pitch. Soboslai is not because he goes inward, he goes outward swingers from that side of the pitch, not in. I was being facetious. It's hard to talk. It's hard to talk with people that are emotional in their analysis. It's very difficult because you try to use logic, they just don't understand logic. I don't give a shit who you support. Don't tell me how to fucking talk on my channel, motherfucker. Speak however the fuck I want to speak. This is America. This is a free country. I can say whatever I want on social media. Unlike certain countries. Listen, Mo should have scored that chance, but Mo's delivery is why we won 2-0. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. I don't think he was terrible. Definitely wasn't a stinker. If you get an assist, it's not a stinking performance. But listen, going forward, who do we have next? What's Liverpool's next game? Tottenham. Tottenham next week. Oh, no midweek games this week. Fair play. Tottenham next weekend. Brother, Mohamed Salah was wasteful at times. Do I think that he was wasteful in the whole game? No. Was he wasteful at times? Yes. Yes, he was. He was wasteful at times. But he was not wasteful for the whole game. No, 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 no. No. I don't know. We're not gonna do a preview for Spurs 7 days early. Um, but either way, left hand Gelson's, right hand Erewhon. Fuck Erewhon. I'll never go to Erewhon. You think I want to pay $35 for a fucking strawberry? No. Erewhon is a piece of shit. Erewhon is like a fucking, I guarantee you that is some sort of money laundering scheme. Oh shit, Johnny. Well, thanks for fucking jabbing me with a knife in the back. It's Carabao Cup. Man, we've been that thing. Don't worry about it. We ain't there. We ain't there. Either way, Arnie Slot's still safe. Mohamed Salah is now going to AFCON. We will see what the team is like without Mohamed Salah. Doesn't look like we're missing Cody Gakpo too much. Still not Anfield, not an impregnable cauldron. Brighton, very hard. Brighton are very hard done by for not being able to score this game. Allison only had to make one save. But a win is a win is a win is a win. And when you're in hell, you're going to clasp on to anything you can to try to get out. And right now, This is what people will clasp onto for the next 7 days. You'll see a whole lot of gaslighting. You see a whole lot of narratives of people saying we're back, we're better, 5 games unbeaten, this, that, the other. They're going to forget about what happened up to this point of the season, and they're going to try to be positive going forward. I'm just here to tell you, I don't believe in this system to be consistent or sustainable enough to win a major trophy. Those are two very different things. We can win games, absolutely. We can score goals, absolutely. We can finish top 4 without question. But do I think that I have firm belief that we have a real shot at a Champions League title or a real shot at a Premier League title? Not with what I'm seeing. No. This does not exude the confidence to win a major trophy. No. But in comparison to the season that has led us to this point, today was a superb performance. In comparison, if we were to compare this performance to Brentford, I would say, well fucking done. But if we were to compare this performance to what we should be playing at this point of the season, given the fact that we're Premier League champions and we spent £500 million, no, it was not good enough. So however you want to view the game is however you want to view the game. Whichever perspective you want to take is the perspective that you want to take. I'm not going to drop my opinion preseason because the season has been so shit. That simple. I'm not just going to change. I need to see consistency. So we'll see. We'll see going forward. We'll see what Tottenham has for us next week. What will Tommy the Choo Choo Engine have for us? Christmas is getting close, baby. At the end of the year is getting real close. Mohamed Salah, I hope that is not the last performance I see of you in a Liverpool kit. If Mohamed Salah is sold, if Mohamed Salah is sold, I will go nuclear on this club. But it's all good. All good. Anyway, Liverpool 2, Brighton 0. Not much more to say. Big up to all you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We can't play any of our clips. We can't play any of our clips because we won. And we didn't concede a goal. So it is what it is. Big up to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I'll catch you the next time I catch you.